Hey guys, Charles Jernigan here with the Sports Leaders Podcast again for Alex Muncie, Aaron McFessel, and Stephen Guerin. Here we go. We got the NFC wrapping up a divisional round, kind of just going over a recap and then recapping our predictions as well. Some bold, some not so, and then some people just fell flat on their face. I went 50% on the NFC. How about you guys? Let's talk about the Cowboys Rams first.
That Rams
Yeah.
team, I was really impressed with Jared Goff's performance. Not the
What?
fact, not that he had an amazing game by any stretch of the imagination, but you look at he didn't make the mistakes to lose them the game, and that third down play late in the game where he had the wherewithal to get the first down and stay in bounds. On top of that, I was impressed with what he did, first and foremost. But obviously, he wouldn't have been able to play like that without 273 yards rushing from his team. I mean,
CJ Anderson.
who saw that
might as
coming?
well, we might as well give him the MVP right now. I mean, he changed that team completely.
He did. You're right.
I mean, yeah, Todd Gurley is Todd Gurley. He's the star of that team, obviously. But CJ Anderson, coming in nicely behind him.
After being cut twice,
He had more rushing yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 times.
more
He's scored
touchdowns.
3
I
times
mean,
this year.
And I think because of the Jared Goff's inefficiencies, when people saw C.J. Anderson, maybe not anymore, but when they would see C.J. Anderson come in the game and Todd Gurley go out, they'd be like, okay, we don't have to put 7, 8 in the box. They would be like, hey, let's throw 3 down linemen, maybe 4, and let's just, have this parachute of defense that just surrounds Jared Goff and he can't go anywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then C.J. Anderson starts getting 20 yards and then 30 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it really took everybody, myself included, by surprise. Sorry to cut you off there, Alex. But
No, you're good.
Yeah, I think there's actually a bigger takeaway. I think the Dallas Cowboys are a head coach away from being the real deal.
Yes.
They hung with this Rams team throughout the whole entire game. I think the Rams are, slightly a little bit overrated. I think they have a big boost from the Sean McVay factor of everyone's in love with him right now as a head coach, and everyone thinks he's amazing. And I think they have some deficiencies, especially on the defensive side of the ball, where I think they can be exposed. I think offensively, Jared Goff, you're kind of playing with fire. He has like these stretches where he plays really well, and then he has like 1 or 2 games where he really kind of stumbles. So, as you saw, like when they went to Chicago late in the season, they got absolutely handled by the Bears. And I know that's a road game. I know it's cold, but I just think the Rams are a little bit overrated. And I think coming in that game, they were exposed by the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, man, I don't think Jason Garrett's the answer. And I think if they get a real head coach down there, they're going to be scary, very scary.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
I think that Rams defense, the Rams secondary they have issues. They looked really soft. And that whole game, and Michael Gallup, how about that rookie coming out of Colorado State? Like he's a stud.
The only thing good to come out of Colorado State.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shot
Say
Higgins.
I think I heard somewhere
Fair.
I think it was
I'll give it to you.
someone on Sports Center this weekend was talking before the games and saying Michael Gallup, he needs to catch more than 50% of things coming his way. And he's not a rookie anymore. Once the playoff starts, you're not a rookie anymore. It's a new season. And he played like it.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. I agree. That was just Zeke had 223 yards less than rushing less than the Rams did. And that's a testament to the front 7 of the Rams, who I've kind of been, and I'm still not sold on. I do think that people could turn some heads on that defense. As Aaron said, their best secondary players aren't, in my opinion, isn't Marcus Peters or Aqib Talib, as it sits right now, and resumes aside. But so going to the Philly Saints game, the Philly not so special. How about that?
Yeah.
Man, I feel for those Philadelphia Eagles right now.
They won a Super Bowl.
I thought the Saints were going to run away with it. I honestly thought the Saints were going to run away with it, and the way that game started, I was nervous. I was nervous for the Saints team because they didn't have that killer instinct this weekend that they typically have, if it wasn't for a dropped pass, there's a good chance that game can go another direction. Who's to say how that game would have ended had he made that catch, because it was a short pass, but still, you never know. And the Rams the Saints got away with one at home. They can take a big sigh of relief headed into the NFC Championship.
I mean, kind of, but when you start a game 14 to nothing in the Superdome, and the Superdome's about as quiet as this,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no excuses. It's, again, and I'll say it, I said it last week, and I'll continually say this. One play should not define who wins or loses a game. It should not. That team had the Saints on the fence, and they should have just kept pounding, and they couldn't.
Yep, they should never have let Drew Brees get it going, moving the ball the way he was. I mean, the Eagles lost that game not just because of a drop pass.
Yeah.
They just stopped playing.
Yeah. I mean, Philly. Philly. We kind of knew who they were. I don't think anybody was really thinking they were going to go on that magical run again. And I think actually for the Saints, this is what they needed. They needed a knockout, drag out, fight kind of game where they got tested, where they got pushed, and maybe they didn't have their best and they still come out and win. Like, I think that's huge going into an NFC Championship game with a real, semi-real deal team with the Rams. Aaron's gone. But
we made him mad.
Yeah, we made him mad. But no, I think that's exactly what the Saints needed. Like, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. You want a game that tests you. You want a game that you have to battle through, and they got that. And they didn't have their best, and they still won. So, like, next week you're expecting, hey, they're gonna have their best. And if you're the Rams, now you're not sitting there going, hey, they may lay an egg. They're not gonna lay an egg this week. They're not letting that happen.
No.
Because if they fall down 14-0 to the Rams are better than the Eagles, and they won't lose that game.
Right.
Only person, if I feel bad for anybody, only person I feel bad for on the Eagles, I guess, if we're sympathizing and like that, is Crayvon LeBlanc had his best game of the year, man.
Yeah, he was all over.
Anything getting thrown his way was just swatted down, picked off. He first play from scrimmage is an interception on a Drew Brees, one of the best deep ball throwers that we've come to know.
Mm-hmm.
A great ball. He just made a better play on it, and so from that aspect, yeah, I feel bad for him. But the rest of them, sorry, go fly.
There's
home.
always next season.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the way back to Philly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, is there really any debate now about Nick Foles and Carson Wentz and how they move forward?
I'm not gonna say no on that.
That's another video for another time, definitely. Because
it's been a while on that one. I don't think Carson Wentz is really good. He is really good, but being really good and being a leader are two different things.
Right.
That's true. Yep, that's very true.
What do you guys think of? Go ahead. Sorry, Charles.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that team runs and believes in Nick Foles, and I truly believe that they maybe don't do that with Carson Wentz.
Right.
What'd you guys think of Alshon Jeffrey reportedly or supposedly playing with broken ribs? Do you think valid excuse for? I mean, he had a modest game, 5 receptions for 63 yards on 8 targets. But did you guys hear about that? The report that he was playing with broken ribs?
No.
Honestly, no, I did not.
I didn't.
In watching the game, I wouldn't have said he had any injuries.
Yeah. One of his linemen apparently came out after the game and said, credit that guy for toughing it out and playing for us through broken ribs. To me, I don't think I think his teammate was just throwing that out there for him, kind of a branch to grab onto. That's why he dropped the pass. He was playing with broken ribs. If you're going to play like that all game,
still a receiver, hit his hands.
Yeah, that's 100% a catchable ball.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to drop that.
I'm thinking if you're going to use the broken ribs as an excuse, you don't play, period. Don't use
Russell Wilson had a partially torn MCL last year and had an MVP season and didn't miss a single practice. Stop. Man up. They're ribs. You're fine. That's weak.
I was just curious what you guys thought. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a joke. I think Alshon Jeffrey, if that's his alibi, then he needs to go home.
That's not what he said.
That wasn't his.
His lineman can go home too.
I mean, he was very professional about it. He said he should have caught the ball. So
yeah.
Girl, bye. Sorry. Any last thoughts, guys?
No,
I'm good.
No.
All right. So for Alex Muncy, Aaron McFessel, and Stephen Guerin, and Alshon Jeffries Ribs, I'm Charles Jernigan signing off, guys.